Celebrity voice impersonation not an endorsement.
Why go to a single furniture store when you can go to Big Sandy Superstore? Shop and compare America's top 5 mattress brands, plus Nectar and Purple. And choose from over 22,000 in-stock appliances from the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Or furnish the room of your dreams with a large selection of American-built furniture. With financing plans for just about anyone, there's nowhere else quite like it. Big Sandy Superstore.
This is the smell of a warm 3-day-old egg salad sandwich in a wimpy trash bag.
Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy!
Blech! And this is the smell of that same sandwich in a hefty, ultra-strong trash bag with new Fabuloso lemon scent.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!
Smell the difference? When life gives you stinky, get Hefty Ultra Strong with new Fabuloso lemon scent. It smells like clean, freshly picked lemons. So no matter what's inside your trash, you can stop the stink and smell the lemon.
The following podcast is a Green Fresh Media production.
Hello, good morning, angels, and welcome back to Morning Rae. I'm your host, Alana, Lani. We have so many nicknames. But I'm currently staring out my living room window at the beautiful sunset. Gorgeous. I have a partial water view. It would be like, if you stay at a resort and they're like partial ocean view, and like if you look out the side of the balcony and like turn your head a certain way and you can see like a glimpse in between the buildings sort of thing. I can kind of see that from my apartment. If I look out the windows and look in between a few buildings that are by the waterfront, I can see Lake Ontario. It is very calming. I see a pastel colored sky. The sky was clear today. There's only a few clouds and it's kind of like this soft pink. And as you get closer to the water, it's like we're doing a meditation, guys. As you get closer to the water, you see this like bluey purple haze. And like if you go up, then it's kind of yellow. And then above that, it's like this light blue, like a golden hour vibe, winter sort of thing. But it's beautiful. And so I'm looking out the window and my friend David is always like, you should just like sit and look out the window and just appreciate what you're seeing and like just be present in the moment and be mindful and take a deep breath and like kind of just like sit there and look out the window. Like you should look out the window more. I've been looking out the window more because it helps with my anxiety. This is like me quoting him. Not word for word, but like we had a conversation about this like a while ago. Because we're both like anxious people. And you know what? David, you are right. If you're listening to this, it is very peaceful to look out the window, and it's very peaceful to look at like the lights of the city, and I can see the highway from my apartment. So seeing all the cars is kind of calming, not being in the traffic myself. But take a moment. I encourage you to just take a moment and look at your surroundings and observe them and just like gaze. Just be aware of that. But just one moment. I'm currently also recording on my camera and the clip is getting a little too long. So just give me a moment. 1 second. Okay. So today's episode is about getting out of funk. I've definitely been like struggling a little bit with my body image. I'm just going to give a trigger warning. If you have a poor relationship with food in your body, or maybe you're in recovery from an eating disorder or disordered eating, there is going to be mention of such topics in potentially, or things like going around that realm of things. So just want to give the trigger warning just to give everyone the chance to opt out. You can listen to one of my many other episodes that don't discuss any of this, but just so that it's there. But I've been struggling quite a bit with my body image. I have put on quite a bit of weight since the summer, around like 10 pounds. I have stepped on the scale, trying to fix my relationship with the scale by hiding it from myself. But I'm just like uncomfortable in my skin. My jeans are tight. I'm going for a lot more baggier clothes. A lot of my clothes feel tight on me and it's uncomfortable. And there's nothing wrong with the weight I'm at. I'm not used to it. I feel puffy. I feel very much, not very much, but a little similar to how I did in first year when I had put on quite a bit of weight in first year. Nowhere near as much as I haven't put on that amount of weight right now. But it's just something I'm struggling with, and that's totally okay. And I'm really trying to be kind to myself and to speak nicely to myself and to focus on the things that I do love. This is like a part of what I'll be talking about today. But I just want to be real and raw with you guys and know that I'm not always perfectly content with my body. I'm not always super happy. I'm not always super confident or stress free. I'm anxious a lot of the times. I do go to therapy for my anxiety. I'm a perfectionist. I deal with imposter syndrome. I'm very much human. And I've come a very long way and far away from where I used to be in terms of my relationship with myself and my body image and food and exercise and the way in which I talk to myself. But I am human and I do trip sometimes. And right now it is definitely a bit of a low, but I have 7 tips that I always follow, and I'm going to share them with you on how to get out of this funk, out of this feeling of low self-esteem, self-confidence, poor body image, and how to kind of like kickstart you into a healthy way, to really just like feel energized and to do things that really care, show your body that you care for it, and take good care of your body without falling back into those patterns of maybe restriction or negative self-talk, or like just going down the wrong path. So this isn't going to be like a quick fix. This isn't going to be a fad diet. We don't condone those here. But I just want to know that it's perfectly okay, that if you don't feel okay about your body, it is okay to want to make changes, and it's okay that you're not feeling okay, because it's normal and it's human, and we're all not going to feel perfectly confident all the times. But before we get into my 7 tips on how to get out of a funk, let's do our segment. So we're going to start with our weekly intention. So my weekly intention is to be more mindful when I am eating and when I'm preparing my food, not waiting until like I'm super starving to make a meal, not mindlessly grocery shopping and just picking up random things, kind of strategically thinking, okay, like what recipes do I want to make this week? What recipe do I want to make now? What am I going to put into my meal? Making proper meals. I felt like for a while I was having a lot of breakfast foods like smoothies and oats and yogurt bowls and toast for every single meal. And yeah, those foods are great, but again, everything in moderation. So I'm really trying to diversify like what I'm eating and to make proper recipes for dinner like you would hopefully at home. I know I did. I grew up having like different things for dinner each night. So like sometimes it was like mac and cheese, sometimes it was like spaghetti and meatballs, different things. So doing that for myself now that I'm living alone. And that's my weekly intention, and I've already started it when I'm recording this, which is great, and I'm feeling a lot better already. So it's great. Tip of the week. I feel like these weekly intentions and tips of the weeks have kind of been like similar, but it's just like where I'm at right now. But tip of the week, to get recipe inspo, go to Instagram, look at your favorite food bloggers, health and wellness bloggers, look at what recipes they have and like save them to a collection on Instagram. Maybe you're gonna make like a breakfast collection like folder, a lunch, a dinner, snacks, and maybe you can do the same thing on Pinterest. I love Pinterest. My Pinterest is my name, Alana Bloomberg. You can search that up. I've been obsessed with Pinterest again, but there are so many fun recipes, and I feel like that's where I always go. Like, say I want like sweet potato fries or a soup or something, I go to Pinterest. So get excited and plan out recipes and pick out recipes and have like this whole like catalog that you can always just like refer back to. And then my current favorites. What am I currently loving? I'm really on a chai kick. I can't remember if I mentioned this last week, so I'm very sorry if I did. Very much on a chai kick. Oh, this is like, I guess like I can't really like completely stand behind this product, but I tried it today for the first time, and it's this K18 leave-in hair treatment mask. So essentially you shampoo your hair and then you towel dry it. You don't put conditioner, and then you apply this product, It tells you how much, like, depending on like your length of hair, your type of hair, etc. And then you leave it for 4 minutes in your hair from root to tip. You don't rinse it out, and then you can apply like what other products you want. And my hair feels so thick. It feels like so soft too. So that's the K18 leave-in hair treatment. I got a sample from Sephora with my order. Oh, and that reminds me of my other favorite. So I went on a spree of Sephora and I got all new makeup. I was like out of everything. I hadn't really bought anything in a long time in terms of makeup because I was luckily and thankfully like being sent quite a bit of clean beauty products. So I was just like using those products and like told myself I didn't really need anything else, which I really didn't. But I've been wanting to try these products that I've been seeing on TikTok. I follow this girl, Liv Manny. I think that's how you say her name, Manni, Olivia or Liv Manny. And she was using the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. Apparently it's a primer, like a skin tint. I got it. I'm absolutely obsessed. And then I got the Kosas, like Kosas concealer. Love that as well. Also, somehow got my hand on the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. Obsessed with that too. I really want to also try the Rare Beauty one. Selena just came out with a new one. Looks incredible. And then what else did I get? I also got a beauty blender. I haven't had one in a million years. I got one actually from like Shoppers Drug Mart, which is like, so I got like a knockoff one, but I haven't had like a makeup sponge in forever. And I'm also obsessed with the Merit brush that comes with like on their site. It's like this fluffy brush. I'll also remember to link it. I'll make notes so I remember to link these things and don't just say that I'm going to link it. My New Year's resolution is to actually link the things that I may say I'm going to link. So K18 and Merit brush. So those are my current faves. But let's get into our 7 tips. A lot of these are things that I've been doing for years whenever I feel down about myself, if I ever feel kind of shitty, or maybe I've been out of routine and this is how I'm going to get back into routine. So number 1, you're going to change your narrative. This one in particular is inspired by Caitlin Nolan and also Sami Clarke, because I've been doing a lot of Sami Clarke workouts and this is like what she's always saying. But change your narrative. Change the way that you talk to yourself. Instead of when you're working out, looking at workouts as a punishment, or the foods you eat as a punishment, try to look at it as a way of bettering yourself and be excited. Like, look at the cup as half full opposed to half empty. Provide yourself positive self-talk. So for example, say you're running, whether you're outside running or you're on the treadmill running, and you feel like you are getting tired and you have an urge to give up. Instead of having like the thoughts of like, oh, you suck, like, why do you want to give up? Like, you're so lazy, like, you suck at this. Or like maybe you're trying to lift a heavier weight and you can't do it, like, oh, you're so weak. Instead of saying things like that, be like, oh my god, like you already ran X amount, like you're already like halfway through, like let's just do that again. Or like, you already ran 2 minutes, let's run 2 minutes again. And then when the 2 minutes is up, let's run 2 more minutes. You feel great, like you're doing great, you're running strong, like really focus on your breath, or like your form is really great, stuff like that. Talk to yourself like you would talk to like your daughter or your friend, someone that you care about, because most of the time we're so much ruder and meaner and harsher to ourselves than we would ever be to anyone else. So like just try to be nicer to yourself, find that silver lining, and look at the glass as half full opposed to half empty.
I feel like my list of things to buy, to do, activities that involve spending money is never ending around the holidays, making the idea of investing and saving and thinking about your future to be a little bit more challenging, a little bit more overwhelming. Acorns makes it easy to start automatically saving and investing for you, your kids, and your retirement, even during the holidays. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that matches you. You don't need a ton of time. You can create your Acorns account and start automatically investing your money in just 5 minutes. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money you've got right now. That could be $5 a day or even just your spare change. That's right, Acorns can round every purchase you make up to the dollar and automatically invest your spare change for you. And you can get bonus investments just for buying the stuff you need from the brands you love. I personally love Acorns. It's simplified the investment process, which can be overwhelming and intimidating, but it just makes it so simple, so easy, and something more accessible no matter how much money you have to invest. Head to acorns.com/Alana or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. Paid non-client endorsement compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/Alana. I'm super excited about today's sponsor. They've sponsored the podcast before, and this is a topic I'm super passionate about. I fear that us as girls struggle with PMS far more than we should, and we really shouldn't. I truly get the worst PMS symptoms. My boobs are sensitive, my face breaks out, my sugar controllings are out of whack. I feel like I'm just a bottomless pit. My mood is not the vibe, and Estro Control has been super helpful in helping manage those PMS symptoms and making that time of the month a lot more enjoyable. Estro Control is a formula developed by Happy Mammoth, a supplement company dedicated to making women's lives easier. Say no more. Estro Control contains science-backed herbal extracts that help support hormonal health, especially if you are someone like myself who struggles with PMS. It was created to help women feel like themselves all month long and to not struggle with the feelings PMS can cause. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code Alana at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code Alana for 15% off today.
The second tip is to determine your why. So when we're trying to get ourselves out of a funk, instead of like trying to be super restrictive on ourselves and like put all these like pressures on ourselves and like expect us to be able to do it right away from that like short burst of motivation, determine your why. This will be your motivation when the motivation is running low. It will keep you going. It's the underlying reason to do everything else that I'm going to suggest. But determine your why. Like, why do you want to get out of this funk? Why do you want to live a healthier lifestyle? Why do you want to feel good? Like, think of those things. To give an example of like my why, and obviously everyone can have different whys, but the reason why I live the lifestyle that I do is because I know that I feel my best when I'm taking care of my body and my mind, and I'm able to show up in my relationships, in my career, to other people as the best version of myself when I'm doing these practices on a continuous basis. Then my step number 3 is to create a movement plan. So I say movement over workouts because I want to stress that you don't have to necessarily do a quote unquote workout to get the benefits of working out. A walk. It's very mundane. We all walk. It can be considered a workout, but that's why I want to decide to make it movement. I think you should move daily. I do agree and support rest days, but walking is movement. So create a movement plan. I always start off by figuring out what type of workouts I want to do and when I want to do them. So for example, say you decide I want to work out 5 times a week or I want to move 5 times a week. So then now we have the 5 out of 7 days that we're going to be moving our body in some sort of way. And now we're going to break that down into, okay, what are the types of focuses for each time I'm going to move? So for example, Monday, I'm going to lift a lower body leg workout. Like I'm going to do legs. Then Tuesday, I'm going to go on a nice long walk because my legs are probably going to be sore from leg day. And then I'm going to stretch and do like a rollout or like a yoga session, like a really like calm Zen session. Wednesday, I'm going to train upper body and lift and do upper body. Thursday, I'm going to totally rest. And Friday, I'm going to do some yoga. Saturday, I'm going to go for a run. Sunday, I'm going to rest. So that's like an example. Something that I'm doing right now, I decided to do Join Form by Sami Clarke. She has a 14-day challenge on her platform right now. So I started it. It started at the beginning of January. I started on January 12th. Yeah, it's the 14th today. I started on the 12th. No, I started on the 13th. Sorry. I started it yesterday, and that's totally cool. And so I'm doing that, and that's my game plan. And she has a schedule on there that I'm following. So I'm doing that order, and that's my game plan. And I decided I want to get back to working out in the morning because I have the most willpower and the most motivation. And I know I always feel so much better and so much more energized and productive about my day when I move in the morning. So that's what I'm going to do. Also, gyms are closed right now. So I really love how I can do Sami Clarke in my apartment. It's low impact, but it gets my heart rate up because you're constantly moving. So it's easy on my knees. I'm not slamming on the floor for the person below me. Which is great. And I love Sami. She is a great vibe. So find a workout that gets you excited, that you want to do. It doesn't have to necessarily be a workout plan. You can make your own plan. You can go onto Instagram, onto Pinterest, onto YouTube, and find all these different workouts and save them and make your own little plan. Maybe you're writing out your workouts, but create a movement plan and make sure it's something you're excited about opposed to dreading, because that's just going to make it so much harder. Step number 4, you're going to meal prep or plan. This doesn't necessarily mean you're getting your containers out and you're making your chicken, rice, and broccoli. That's not what I mean, but kind of what I was talking about in my weekly intention and my tip of the week. Get excited about making recipes, meals, and snacks that make you feel good. Find recipes, go to Pinterest or your fave food blogger and pick out a lot of fun and tasty recipes. Write out the ingredients to each of them and then make your grocery list from those ingredients and go shop and plan it out. Write out when you plan to make each. Obviously, like, we want to eat intuitively. We can move the stuff around. Like, say you plan on Monday to make Gigi Hadid's vodka pasta, like spicy vodka pasta, and Tuesday was taco night, but on Monday we're actually craving the tacos, so then we switch it. No biggie at all. But kind of like think like intentionally about like what sort of recipes you want to make throughout the week and then grocery shop accordingly. Maybe you want to plan out your lunch and your dinners, and then breakfast kind of have a few different things that you can make each day. Or maybe I like to meal prep ingredients, so meal prep rice to have on hand. And then you can always season and add it to things throughout the week. Meal prep a protein or 2 proteins, meal prep a veggie, stuff like that. Remember that it's really important to fuel your body properly. And just because you're in a funk and you're feeling low about your body image, it's not an excuse to go into a fad or crash diet or disrespect ourselves. It's not an excuse to restrict or go down this negative spiral. Just because we're feeling negative, you want to continue to fuel your body and fuel it with things that make you feel good, food for the soul, food for nourishment. And sometimes, yes, that does include chocolate. I have chocolate every single night. And you want to find the foods that make you super excited and feel really good and that you look forward to eating. Step number 5 is it's kind of a 2-in-1. You want to drink your water and get your sleep. I feel like drinking enough water and getting enough sleep, I definitely put these at like the end of my priorities list, but I need to lift them up. But I feel like they're the most like neglected areas of health, and we constantly look at other areas in order to reach our fitness goals, when really these two have such a vital impact on so many different areas of our health, both mental and physical. Sleep is so important. You should be aiming for 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. I'm really aiming for 7 right now, 6 at the bare minimum. And you can say you can work on 5 hours. I don't care. It's not enough. You really need to try get your 7 to 9. That's what I've learned through my own research. Obviously, like, speak to your medical provider, your doctor, a medical professional, but from all the extensive research I've done and through experimenting with my own body, 7 to 9 hours is the best. I personally prefer 7 to 8. I find I feel a little bit too tired when I have 9, but to each their own. Figure out what works for you. And then water, aim to get at least 2 liters a day. It's really not that bad if you have a 32-ounce hydro flask or like a big water bottle. It's just 2 of them or 8 glasses. So really aim to get that water in, especially if you are working out. You're sweating out a lot of water in your body, and it's important to rehydrate. So drink your water and get your sleep. Step number 6, so this is our second last one. You want to get outside. So step number 6, make sure to get fresh air more. Get outside, get that vitamin D, get the fresh air. It really changes everything. Go for that hot girl walk. Maybe you want to throw on some Bala Bangles and put some AirPods in and listen to a podcast or listen to your favorite playlist. I really recommend, there's a playlist on Spotify. It's like something about feel like you're in a movie or something like that. Highly recommend that one for a hot girl walk. But get outside, get some movement in. It's really refreshing. I love to go on walks in the morning. I love to go on walks after work. Midday walks are also awesome, especially like if you're living in Ontario right now or in Canada where there's a lockdown, like you're not really moving much. So get outside, encourage yourself to go for that mental health walk, that hot girl walk, and I promise you, you will feel so much better. Whether you have to bribe yourself by getting a coffee at Starbucks or a local coffee shop, highly recommend local coffee shops. Do it. Do what is going to make you feel good. If you have a dog, take them on a walk. Super awesome for both of you. And then step number 7 is get yourself an accountability partner. Whether you're doing this just with yourself or whether they're doing it with you or they're just like holding yourself accountable, it's super helpful and motivating. I know whenever like I'm in a rut, like I'm very open with my mom about it, and I speak openly with Corey about it and Hunter. A lot of my close friends, I talk to them about it just so I can kind of bounce off my ideas and like hear what I'm saying out loud. I even sometimes speak to my therapist about it, which is really good. I'm a huge advocate for therapy, but get your accountability partner. They'll really help make sure that you're doing the steps that you are deciding to take, such as like these 7 steps that I've suggested to make yourself feel better, even if they aren't actively like keeping on top of you about it. Even just the act for me of telling someone, knowing that someone knows that I'm trying to get out of this funk and out of this rut and do things to better myself keeps me motivated. I think even like if you start like a private Instagram or like a TikTok or something and share like your day-to-day routines, like that's how I've been able to stay accountable and like motivated throughout all these years. It's super awesome, and you don't even have to do it for the sake of having a following or becoming a micro influencer. It's just like fun, and it could be fun to look back on. But those are my 7 tips. To go over it in summary: 1, change your narrative. Speak positively to yourself, be kind to yourself, talk to yourself like you would talk to a daughter or a friend. Determine your why. This will be your motivation and keep you going forward. Create a movement plan. What workouts are you going to do? How are you going to move your body? How are you going to make yourself feel good? Meal prep or plan. What recipes do you want to make? What ingredients are you going to get? When are you going grocery shopping? Drink your water and get your sleep. Get fresh air more. Get out on those hot girl walks and find yourself an accountability partner. I hope that this helps all of you. I know I'm on day 2 of doing these habits, and I'm already feeling so much better, and I'm feeling super motivated and super excited about it. And I really recommend the Sami Clarke form workouts, really liking them. I used to do her workouts all the time during like peak quarantine, like from her Instagram. So highly recommend Join Form, FORM. I'll have that linked also. I'll add that to my notes. Link Join Form. So we'll link that in the show notes for you. But I hope you enjoyed this episode of Morning Rae. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe, as that's how you can really help support the podcast. Guys, we are still trending on the Canadian top charts. I also think on the American in under education. So that is awesome. Like that is incredible. Like holy shit. Like wow. Okay. So thank you so much for that. I love reading all of your reviews. I love sharing them with other people on the Morning Rae podcast Instagram. So maybe leave a review and you'll have a chance to be featured. I appreciate it so much. And also, life update, we hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. I think I'm actually almost at 11,000, which is kind of insane. Really insane. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, definitely go check that out. It's just Alana Bloomberg. I love posting vlogs on there. So if you like my TikTok, it's kind of like a longer version of that, a little bit behind the scenes. But I shall let you guys go. I will see you next week, or you'll hear from me next week. And just know that you are perfect as you are, and it's okay to not feel okay, and it's okay to have fitness goals, and it's okay to work on yourself in a healthy way. I love you guys so much, and we'll chat soon. Bye, guys.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere. This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.